Our home team. It's me, Cuban, Miss One and Only, Abbott Blue, Icky, and Auditory, making up our Evil Rick squad. On the right-hand side, we have, ladies and gentlemen, Voracity. That is going to be the Forsaken Bacon, Black Horse, Blasting, Kyoto, and Cypher. And now we move ourselves into the picks and bands. We see Persephone, Thor in Yamoja band. Very standard. We see the Heimdallr Odin band. Very standard. And of course, our last band coming out here, wouldn't be surprised to see a Bastet. And there it is. The standard 6 high-level ranked bands. Now we move into the option, the first pick here. We still got some good gods open. We got Itsunami open. We got Isis, Kukulkan, Hera, Xingtian. Bellona's been popular this tournament. Hachi's been popular. A lot of good gods still open for the picking. And it's going to be that Itsunami. Itsunami is a flex pick right now. You can very viably run her in the mid lane or the ADC role. We see the Kukulkan, which is definitely going to be the mid laner. Wouldn't mind actually seeing a Cuckoo versus Itsunami matchup. Could be fun. And the AMA goes ahead, gets locked in as well, presumably for the solo laner. AMA, while not super meta right now, is always a good character, strictly from the point of view of the movement speed that she provides for her team. 20% movement speed is just a disgusting amount. Miss One and Only looking at the Vamana and a Kumbhakarna. I love the Vamana pick into Kukulkan. I actually like that a lot. Kukulkan cannot get away from a Vamana ulti with a Hasten Fatalis. His only counterplay is to try and fight it. Kumbhakarna, of course, is a very strong Guardian right now. Apollo going to go ahead and get that lock in for the ADC. I like Apollo into Itsunami. Itsunami will outclear Apollo, but Apollo can actually try to take a level 1, level 2 fight because of his passive Audacity, giving him that 100% bonus attack speed, puts him into a good position there. Also, Apollo can mez Itsunami out of stealth. If he dashes and goes for the mez, can be quite efficient at beating Itsunami in those 1v1 fights. As far as the bands go, we see the Xingtian band come out. Of course, we see Isis and Hera, all very meta picks right now. All picks we've actually basically seen so far in this tournament. Targeting out that mid laner that hasn't been picked on blue yet. Blue, of course, trying to do some Guardian band. They presume that's not an AMA support. It could be. We've seen crazier things in our life than an AMA support, but chances are it's probably an AMA solo lane. And a Thanatos band. Not the first time we've seen Thanatos band already this tournament. Must be quite a few Thanatos players, or they're simply worried about that early game snowball right now. Arachne being hovered over. Arachne's a very dangerous jungler to play right now. Fenrir much safer. Arachne needs to farm for a long time. So if she gets put behind early, it's very dangerous. Fenrir, on the other hand, always good at providing crowd control for his team. Does good damage. Does good crowd control. Even if he gets behind, he can still be a big, bitey boy with his ultimate and get people set up. A Merlin pick. Merlin is actually quite good into Kukulkan because you can always flicker the ultimate. I like to see that pick come out. And Hunbat's widely considered top 3 junglers right now because of his immense team fight, his good 1v1, and his very good jungle clear with that bouncing monkey on his 3. And the teams are final with a Ymir to wrap it up. So it looks like it's going to be a Ymir Apollo lane versus a Kumba Itsunami. I give that in favor of the Kumba Itsunami. Vamana versus AMA. In the solo, they actually be in favor of Vamana. Merlin, Cuckoo mid, pretty even. And Fenrir, Hunmats, probably slightly in favor of Hunmats. So it looked like, based off of team composition, Evil Rix has a slight lead right now as we move into our 3-minute spectating waiting period, folks. So what do we think so far? Based off of team comps, who do you got taking this W? Right now, I'm liking the Evil Rix, but you can never count out a Kukulkan. Kukulkan probably has the most game-changing ultimate in the game right now. That sweet potential right down a jungle path is just nutty. There's also quite a little bit of CC over there. If we look, Ymir freeze, Apollo, Mez, Fenrir ult, AMA ult. That's a lot of CC. It's a lot of setup for Kulkan as well. You don't really need CC as far as Evil Rix's team is concerned. Tsunami just likes 1v1s. Vamana loves a 1v1. Kumba will provide all the CC they could ever need. Merlin doesn't really need that much CC. And a Hunbat just because big fat damage, big fat AoE. Just a good character right now. Just a good character. Oh. I don't think either team is going to invade. None of them have a particularly broken level 1. So you're not going to see them going in for invades anytime soon. Merlin and Kukulkan will actually clear fairly similarly in the mid lane, which means I don't expect anybody to get invaded at their red buff. But Tsunami Kumba could really outclear in the duo lane, leading to a potential red buff invade actually from duo, but that would be a little greedy, but definitely possible with an Tsunami on the board. Definitely possible. Updated team brackets. Yep, the exclamation mark bracket command is always updated with the updated team brackets. Always. Your prediction is that Ymir doesn't bring enough to the table versus Kumba. Ymir can freeze Kumba out of his root, which can be nice, but Kumba does, in general, provide more than Ymir does, unless there's some very good usage of Ymir wall in these team fights to spread out blue squad. That would be the notable exception. And we're logging in, ladies and gentlemen. Get rid of all that tall stuff. Now we wait for everyone to log in. Yeah, buddy. So begins our last round of 16 match. Evil Rix versus Voracity, ladies and gentlemen. On Evil Rix, we got It's Me, Cuban, Miss One and Only, Abid, Blue, Auditory, and Icky. On Voracity, we've got Kyoto, Black Horse, Forsaken Bacon, Blasting, and Cypher. As everybody loads into this match, let's get everybody all organized here. Boom, boom. Let's get solo laners right up top. Fantastic. Let's get our junglers, mid laners, ADCs, and our supports all lined up, ready for action. Moving forward, we've got Hunter's Blessing on our Hunters. Couple beads coming out. Junglers opting for the Blinks. Hand of Gods on Fenrir, not on Bats. Bats got the potions for sustain instead. Both of our solo laners starting off with the Warrior's Blessings shields. Got a little dance coming on from the monkey. Yeah, that's right, monkey. Give me a little dance. That's right. You're on camera. On camera. Get the moves. Crushing it, monkey. Good job. All right. Good job, monkey. Good job, monkey. And so the game begins. Vamana starting with some proxy farm. Behind that tower, getting his 3 off. Okay. Okay, he's feeling himself. Anything to clear that wave faster. Not a bad idea at all. We see Itsunami Kumba making it over to this duo lane first. As expected, that means they'll be able to clear this with no contest. Freeze first on Ymir instead of the 2, actually. Very interesting. Ymir and Apollo forced to use that heavenly agility very quickly. Gonna get rooted. Oh my goodness, that damage from Itsunami. Not quite enough. Yes, it was. She dives the tower, takes a shot, gets that immediate kill onto the Apollo. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the strength of Itsunami. Such incredible clear, but not to be outdone. They get some pressure in the mid lane. Fenrir and Cuckoo not able to lock up that kill. Ooh, that tornado will hit Merlin, but not going to be able to put him down. Good pressure, though, from Cypher and Kyoto in that mid lane onto Merlin. Not really going to lose any buffs off this. They lost that one Big Harpy. Big Harpy's not a big deal. The bigger deal is going to be this XP over in duo. Kumba is hard to deal with that much CC, especially with such a damage output as Itsunami right now. I mean, they could get some good fat damage onto this Ymir. Couple missed autos coming out right there, but look at the roots already back up, man. God, Kumba Itsunami lane. One of the strongest lanes you could probably run in the duo lane right now. Such pressure on both gods and lane minions. Very, very difficult to deal with. I've got a feeling that for Evil Rix, that's going to be a key part of any potential victory, is that squad getting ahead. Over in the solo lane, Vamana seems to be doing pretty solidly. He's getting pressure over onto the totem. Winning that lane clear. Vamana's got very good clear, particularly when compared to AMA. AMA can try to dash the wave and stuff, but if Vamana blocks it, significantly hinders her clear, which he is. Now he's level 4 over her, which means he's going to continue to exert extra pressure on this lane. AMA's got to be a little careful of those aggressive dashes. One too many of those will get you in trouble. Ymir getting a double freeze right there onto the Itsunami. Has all 3 abilities ranked up right now. Missed one and only, taking quite a bit of damage from that Apollo. Gonna get pushed back. They might actually gain lane pressure off of this as well. We can see Fenrir in the jungle thinking about rotating right now. Hasn't decided. Now he has. He's decided he's going to come to duo lane. They know about it. They're trying to get pressure onto the Itsunami. There's the blink. There's the jump. That's a good shell and a beads, though. And Itsunami's stealth should be able to take her out of this. Now, because of that, Evil Rix has their own rotation coming over with a Hunmatch. Fenrir getting himself real low. Does Hunmatch have blink up? He does. Hunmatch should be able to blink, jump in here, and grab this kill. He will be able to. Fenrir, unfortunately, just going too deep for that Kumba. He was never going to get that Kumba. And now they find themselves another kill behind. Hunmatch hits level 5 and can look for another quick gank with that ultimate. Back to farming is the strategy right now. We see the graph just going in favor of Evil Rix, 1,000 XP and 1,300 in the gold department. No items really getting completed yet. Kumba's got a Talaria boot. Solo laners haven't backed yet. They're just sitting here trying to get as much farm as they can. If you look at the gold in hand right now for them, that's not you. Gold in hand. 1,700 in hand for Vamana. That's a lot of gold in hand at this point of the game. So he's going to get himself a nice big buy. He is looking to go aggressive on this blue buff, but Fenrir is rotating over. Fenrir might get level 5. He did from that blue buff that they secured. Not going to be enough to get the Vamana, though, because of that knockup. If that knockup wouldn't have hit him, they might have been able to get a kill there. Cuckoo's feeling pretty confident in the mid lane. He does have a slight XP lead. I accidentally looked at the gold per minute, and look how much higher Cuckoo is right now. 450 gold per minute. Very, very strong on that stat right now. Efficiently farming his jungle and mid lane with those tornadoes. He has the Book of Thoth online, so he is stacking. which is crucial for Thoth. Merlin, on the other hand, is going to go into the Chronos Pendant start for the CDR. Very popular start on Merlin. Merlin needs CDR very badly for his abilities. 3 mana Voracity overlooking at this dual lane. But Itsunami is not playing up far enough for them to get anything out of it. Hunbat actually might find himself in a weird spot right here as Fenrir rotates back there. Gets a good stun on him. Gets a good ulti. Needs to bring him back into the tower. Unfortunately, some miscommunication coming out right now. This Hunbat is still alive. Oh, no. Fenrir's got to get in there. Oh, no. This is horribly awkward as he is still alive. He's going to get the blink off. Unfortunate right there. Fenrir just not able to find it. Brings him out of his Kukulkan's ultimate. And then can't get close enough and doesn't have enough mana for the Brutalize until it's too late. Unfortunate situation for Voracity to be in. Meanwhile, in the solo lane, Vamana is a big baby trying to take out Forsaken Bacon, but he's not going to go ahead and get that. Does force, though, the AMA ulti, so AMA and Vamana ultis are down. Itsunami has a pretty significant lead over here in the dual lane. In the mid lane, Kukulkan is a big boy. They're going to start putting a lot of pressure on him because they recognize that he is by far the problem right now on Voracity. If they're going to come into this game, if they're going to put up a good fight as they get into the team fights, it's going to be because this Cuckoo gets huge. He's already level 8. He's still maintaining a level lead over Merlin right now. Over in the dual lane, though, we got Kumba going extremely aggressive, literally diving behind the tier 1 tower. That's a great Ymir wall. Unfortunately, it was also a great Itsunami ult, silencing both Apollo and Ymir right there. Still going to be in favor of Evil Rix. Thought that wall might be able to do it. Vamana pushing all the way into the solo lane tower. Getting himself underneath there, putting pressure onto AMA. AMA is not at her strongest stage of the game right now. And so Vamana taking abuse of that, getting as much farm as he can. If we go ahead and take a gander at the graphs again, you can see 2,800 XP, 2,600 gold. Not a ton, not game-changing, but a decent amount. And you can see, more importantly, this consistent overtime thing that they're going with. AMA ultimate is down. That's going to be Vamana ultimate, Hunbat's ultimate. Forsaken will get the dash off. Cuban is going to be chasing him through, but he's running low on mana. Forsaken might actually be able to get himself back into the tower range. Hunbat jumping into tower. Unfortunately, the creeps just barely got into the tower range in order to take some of those shots. AMA's team not going to be able to rotate over in time. In fact, this tower might be in a little bit of trouble. Fenrir's coming in. Fenrir's jumps have been there as a good ultimate onto Vamana. Vamana has enough mana. Will it keep him alive? It will not. Good pickoff for Kyoto, making up for some of the earlier nonsense in the mid lane. Grabs himself a return kill on the Vamana. That is a very important return kill right there to make sure that the solo lane stays fairly even. Very important. Kukulkan still farming very well in this mid lane, man. Level 10. He's got to be careful here. There's 3 people. He doesn't really know it. 0 to 1 right there, but he has a fully stacked Book of Thoth almost. He's got the cooldown boots coming online. Ymir and Apollo putting a little bit of pressure over here on duo. Good for them. You gotta be careful they don't get rotated on. Itsunami landing another 2-man ulti onto them, though, and they're gonna go ahead and back up right off of that. Kukulkan just coming back to the farming stage. Level 9s in the solos. 2 levels down is Fenrir to the Hunbats. Kukulkan's got that 1 level lead. Itsunami got a 1 level lead. And Kumakarna a 2 level lead. On the whole, Evil Rix still in a solid spot right now for this game. But absolutely no lady singing right now. Hunbat's looking for another pickoff onto AMA as he rotates over here. His ultimate is up, but his blink is also up. If he gets a blink ulti off, that should actually be a free kill, no problem. No pressure there in duo. AMA gets the ward out, so she knows he's there now. able to play safely under tower. She does have her ultimate up as well. Theoretically, if she were to get blinked on, she might have enough time to get her ultimate off before that Hunbat comes in to kill him. Over in the dual lane, Fenrir rotates onto Itsunami. Itsunami ultimate down again. She does have people rotating to her. Apollo's ulting in, though. He will be able to clean up that kill. Hunbat's ult. Ooh, actually kind of mispositioned there. Apollo beats and ultimate is down. Kuma ult down. Hunbat's blink ult down. Apollo might be able to get saved from his Ymir. If the Ymir get the freeze off, there it is. The freeze comes in. The tornado comes in. The ultimate comes in. A great ultimate from Kukulkan hitting 2. Apollo not able to live through it. We'll talk about the Ymir ult later. But a great rotation from Cypher into the dual lane. We talked about the Kukulkan being their key to victory. And just like that, 2,000-3,000 leads becomes an even game, ladies and gentlemen. They are back into it. We got ourselves a match. Merlin started to rotate himself over to the dual lane. Unfortunately, it was too late. It means now he's just missing out on some XP in the mid lane that he could have just stayed for and gotten, which means Cuckoo really got the best of this trade. You see Cuckoo going for that greedy double stacking build. I love it as he's going for that Warlock Sash. It's a great build on Kukulkan, one of the few gods that can get away with double stacking because of how efficient he is at farming. You can see he's level 13 at the 11-minute marker. Vamana has no mana here. Great AMA ult. Unfortunately, Fenrir gets a little bit trigger happy right there and uses his Brutalize and misses, and Vamana has Teleport as his active, which means he's going to find himself in a bad spot. Fenrir does ulti that Hunbat and brings him back towards the tower. Hunbat's ulti, though, going to collapse, and the Vamana has enough mana for his ultimate. Fenrir seems to be getting away. Kumba using his ulti. Hunbat does reach the Fenrir in the back line. Doggo goes down. Hunbat gets body blocked a little bit, actually. Not going to be enough to take him down. Right now, just one kill. But all the ultimates there used for Evil Ricks. Voracity should try to look for something off of this. While every single ultimate is down. Hopefully they're communicating that those abilities are down. You see Kukulkan rotating over to the solo lane. Vamana will have his dash up, which is going to be... Oh! He dashed into it. Will the Cuckoo ult hit? It will not. But hopefully it gave enough time for AMA to clean up. No! Too many missed abilities. Doesn't hit the sneeze. Will not acquire that Vamana kill. Kumakarna rotating over to dual lane. That's an unfortunate position for that Apollo. He doesn't have his beads up. He will try to ultimate out. Itsunami will wait for him to do it. Pops the ulti right on top of him. And continues in her 3-1 streak. 3-1 Itsunami. 4-1 Hunbats. Evil Ricks has started up the Gold Fury. Already a half elf. Kukulkan does see, though. He's trying to get involved in this fight. In fact, he's trying to sneeze on it. He gets it. He gets the steal on it. Ymir in trouble in the back line. Itsunami finds herself low as well. Fenrir trying to pick up that Hunbat with his ultimate. He does have luck enough to get it. Kukulkan does beads to get away from that. He's trying to find his way out of here. Looks like he might just go for the farm at this point. Throws down the tornado so he can grab the wave on the way out. But they do take that Gold Fury. Very, very important steal. Apollo's kind of looking around trying to see if he can find anybody on this. He probably won't. Great play, though, from Kukulkan, keeping a minute. Only a 2K lead doesn't mean nothing at this point. Apollo's got to be careful, man. I wouldn't be diving into a Vamana with no mana. He's going to throw down that ultimate and keep going to Pound Town. There's that left click, left click, left click, left click. Thank God it's not buffed Vamana at this point. Otherwise, that would be a different story as he gets chased down. AMA actually taking a slight XP lead over in the solo lane right now. Other XPs remain basically the same. The big deal right now is Itsunami at level 14 to Apollo's 11. She has a fully stacked Transcendence. Apollo opted to go Devo Gloves. He only has 21 stacks. Gonna need to keep working on that. That's a good Fenrir ulti. That should be a free Kumba kill. Ooh, not quite able, actually. Looks like he's just tanky enough to make that work. He's got a stacked Thebes. Not able to make that combo work. Vamana rotates over to the mid lane. Not going to be able to get himself anything right there. His ultimate is down. They just didn't have the DPS output on Akuma. Kukulkan is now stacking his Warlock Sash. He almost has as many Warlock Sash stacks on his second stacking item as Apollo does on his first stacking item. That's how you know. That's how you know. Okay. But as far as the lead goes, it's really just Itsunami at this point. She's the only one with a significant amount of lead. In fact, that lead looks like it's about to get a little bit bigger. Good try from the Apollo right there to get out of this. Will it make it? He will. He has to use his beads right there, but he does get away from trouble. Kumba's ultimate luckily was down from that situation in the mid lane he found himself in. And both teams are gathering around the duo side of the map. Kukulkan going to go back mid. Make sure he's getting those stacks. Looks like he might go into a Karen's coin next. A fourth, another stacking item. But a stacking item on kills, of course, and not on minions. And they are putting their entire team over here. They're ready for a team fight. Evil Rix is getting grouped up as well. Merlin might find himself a little bit too far in the jungle. Kukulkan's going to keep rotating back to mid, it looks like, to make sure he's getting all this farm. He doesn't want to let red buff sit there. AMA goes back to solo lane, and they try to break up this fight. Unfortunately for them, Evil Rix wants this fight. They are ready for it. They are not grouped up anymore. Kukulkan's trying to get back in here for him. Apollo has no beats from that situation earlier, so that Hunbat's ult will take him down. The Cuckoo ult not going to find anybody. Splits the uprights, and they've got their entire team here. Unfortunate positioning there from Voracity. If they would have had all 5 of them, this could have been a different situation, but they done split up into the jungle to go farm, and it doesn't seem that the whole team got wind of that situation. So AMA is still over in the solo lane farming, while there's now 4 members dead over by the duo lane. Now, luckily, there's no Gold Fury up. Unfortunately, they probably will be able to get a tier 1 and a tier 2 tower. And that, between those 2 towers, that will give them a pretty decent lead. Once they finish up with this tier 2, you're going to be looking at like a 4,000 plus gold lead and about a 5,000 to 6,000 experience lead. There it is, 5,000 XP, 4,000 gold right now. Luckily, AMA minimizes some of the damage by grabbing a tier 1 over in right lane, as well as some decent farm. Kukulkan is still even level with that mid laner. They're only down about 4K. 14 to 4 in the kills, which seems pretty drastic, but really the most drastic thing right now is still the Itsunami and the Hunbats. The rest of them are fairly even. Support, solo, and mid are fine. But the Apollo and the Fenrir right now need to make sure they're finding farm. They seem to be in a bad situation. Kuma just diving this tier 1 tower. No care in the world. He knows his Merlin is there to follow up. Uses his ultimate on that Fenrir to get him out of here. They shouldn't have any problem taking down this tier 1 tower. Still stacking that Warlock Sash as Kukulkan opted to go the Divine Ruin. Huge ulti on Vamana into the Fenrir grab. They actually might be able to put him down before he gets anything off. They need to get him down with that ulti. Can they do it? They do. They get the Vamana ulti. That could be big for that team fight. AMA in the backline not really going to find any contact with that and anybody relevant. Merlin, though, now kind of far forward. They've still got the pressure out. Ymir isn't here with them. They need their support to come in and give them some front line. That was a big Kukulkan ulti, though, to pick off that Vamana that quickly. Right into the knockup, into that Fenrir grab, into being out of position. Itsunami moving towards this fire portal. Looks like they're going to go for it. Evil Rix could make it to this. Excuse me. Voracity could make it to this from Evil Rix starting it. They didn't quite get there in time, but they could try to force a fight. If they get that Ymir wall off, that's a good freeze into that Hunbats. Unfortunately, I think the sneeze from Cuckoo actually missed right there. Ymir. He's on your team. I'm looking at you, Ymir. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Voracity going ahead, taking some pressure onto the mid lane themselves. Unfortunately, their Kukulkan is kind of getting left behind, but that's a miss! Woo! It was a miss on the Hunbats route. It wasn't a miss on the Kukulkan or the Hunbats, so can they finish off the Hunbats? Not quite yet. 3 members of Evil Rix is here. Oh, man, Apollo's ulting over. He might be able to find the Hunbats in the jungle. Will he be able to get him? He just barely misses him. He stops the back, but he's not able to get the kill onto it. Hunbats forced to blink out of there, and now Apollo might find himself in a weird spot. Luckily, they get more freezes onto this Vamana, force his ultimate, force his thorns. Best case scenario, they stop fighting this and they get out. Forsaken Bane is fighting himself farther into this fight. Really needs to get further out of this fight. They are not grouped. They do not have their team here. They're trying hard to peel for each other, but I'm worried that in trying to peel for each other, they're all going to die for each other. Luckily, Kukulkan's back. He can tornado right on top of Itsunami and Merlin. That's going to be good damage for them. They just can't put down the AMA. This Kukulkan damage, if off the charts, ladies and gentlemen, but Forsaken Bacon will finally fall down. Fenrir picking up himself a good old Vamana boy, but they can't get the kill, but they will find the Cuckoo ulti onto Kumba and Itsunami. Itsunami alive with 1 HP. Kumakarna will fall to the ground. Lots of members of Evil Rick's low. In fact, their members' total HP right now lower than Voracity, who only has 3 out of 5 members up compared to 4 out of 5 for Evil Rick's. They may be very well able to chase this. Hunmat's back over here in the left lane, finds himself with his ultimate up, but is blinked down. A massive sneeze from Cuckoo. He's going to have to ulti to get himself out of this. There it is, but will the Brutalized be able to get in range of the monkey? Gonna be close. There it is, but it's not enough to kill him. Now Merlin is here. Look at that HP. Unfortunate for Voracity right there, not being able to get that. Would have been a nice pickup kill, giving them a free Gold Fury. Looked like they might go for the Gold Fury. Anyway, just going to be a little bit more contentious. But if they get this, this could bring down this golden XP lead significantly, folks. Here at 21 minutes, they are going to get it. Absolutely no problem. Great Gold Fury from them. We take a look back at the graphs. Only a 4,000 XP lead and a 3,000 gold lead. Itsunami coming in with an ulti of herself. They're trying to pick up the Fenrir. Ymir walls himself off. Not sure what that was about. Fenrir's going to go ahead and blink himself out of this fight, though, as Kumbhakarna is chasing. Won't be able to pick up anything significant. 16-6 kill lead, but not nearly as significant of a golden XP lead, which is what really matters. This Hunmat's 9-1 is worth a lot of cash. If they can get rid of this Hunmat, he very well might be worth 1,000 golden XPs. Fire Giant started up by Evil Ricks. I hate this. I do not like this call. I do not like Fire Giants at 22 minutes with both teams fully up. I do not like them in con. I am. But they are using this as an opportunity for pickoffs, which I do like. AMA in the backline, though, on that Merlin. Going to go ahead and force that flicker. Hunmat's ult comes down to Apollo, who has to beat it out. Vamana trying to give him the beat down in the backline. AMA trying to get some ulti off for the peel. Cuckoo ult coming through and hits the Itsunami only, even with the heavenly agility on her. Kumba should find himself put down, but he doesn't. He gets just out of the range of those abilities. Nobody finds themselves dead yet. This is incredible. Fenrir picks up the Kumakarna in the backline. We also see the Apollo drop in the backline. Oh, Itsunami will get picked off by a Brutalized and a Tornado. Meanwhile, Vamana still diving in the backline. He puts the Thorns. Kukulkan not falling for it yet. Not going to put himself down to the damage. Fenrir jumps in on it. He's not afraid right now. As Merlin and Hunbats have to back up. Ymir, Kukulkan quickly backing so they can get back to this Fire Giant. A good fight once again for Voracity as they're slowly but steadily fighting themselves back into this one, folks. Only a 2,000 XP in gold lead at 23 minutes. That means nothing. Absolutely nothing. Taking a look at these damage charts, look at that. No surprises. Kukulkan at the top at 20,000, followed by basically the entire team of Evil Ricks. We knew that Kukulkan was holding this team up, and now you know for realsies. Look at that. That is just nuts, baby. If we go to look at things like GPM, we see Hunbats at the very tippity top. Probably factors into his 9-1 kills right there. 485 gold per minute, allowing him to get so much further in his build than his opponents. Look at that. All of his items basically finished there. Going to start getting rid of that Assassin's Blessing soon as both teams start to get wards out and get ready for this fight around the Fire Giant. Kumba finds a route onto AMA that probably won't lead to anything good for them. That is Kumba ulti down, though. I don't know if I even like using the Kumba ulti in that situation. Would have preferred to have it up for other things. Kumba once again looking for some action, not able to find it. Kumba ulti will be down for another 30 seconds or so. Voracity might be able to try to push, get a little action going. Looks like Cuckoo might be going into a Book of the Dead for his next item. Kumba finds himself slightly out of position. Vamana down to about 75% health. And here comes the Merlin combo. Great ability usage of that Arcane. AMA diving in the back line. Fenrir diving in. Oh my goodness, they're trying to peel. The Cuckoo ult comes out once again, but doesn't hit the Hunbats. AMA still hasn't found the pick off in the back line, but he will get away. Hunbats takes down the Fenrir. as they're still trying to peel. They just can't put him down. He jumps over the abilities again. This Hunbats is unstoppable. They just can't quite hit him, folks, as Apollo gets put down. AMA gets put down. The chase continues as 3 members of Voracity fall down. No members of Evil Ricks will go back to the fountain as they prepare themselves for a fire giant Hunbats jumping over both the Kukulkan ultimate and Sneeze to keep himself alive there, ladies and gentlemen. But Cypher's not done yet. He doesn't quite want to give this up. He throws down the tornado. He's looking for it. Will he get it? He will not. Kumbhakarna gets thrown down into his passive. Cuban should be able to put down, ooh, a little speedy too. Might actually get him out of there. Reminder that you cannot wall off little beefy boys. But it will scare him and get him away anyway. Evil Ricks finds themselves back in the lead. After losing basically their 6,000 gold lead, they retain a 6,000 gold lead, ladies and gentlemen. They've gotten it back 20-8 on the kills, but this game has actually been back and forth. Kukulkan opting to go the Soul Reaver for that percent penetration. He's got 20% penetration because both Warlock Sash and Soul Reaver give 10% pen nowadays. Apollo has Rage online. Unfortunately, he's not getting great stacks off of that. They do need to be careful about this positioning. They don't have a tier 2 tower over here. Apollo going to find himself down for that. Kukulkan in a bad spot because of the Kumba. Vamana once again diving into the back line. Knows he can't reach him, so he's going to let the Kukulkan go. That's a Fenrir down. That looks like there might be a Ymir down, but he will pop the ulti. Does not get the kill onto Kumba in time. Unfortunate positioning coming out from Voracity. They've got a Kukulkan, one of the best, if not the best, Phoenix defense god in the game. And they're not going to get a proper Phoenix defense over here because they were mispositioned out by those towers too late into the game. AMA may be able to get some good pressure here, but she has to watch out for that damage herself. She is going to get put down by the Hunbats ulti. There is 20 seconds plus on these respawn timers. Now, they cannot end the game right here. This is very risky. They should be going for a mid-Phoenix. There we go. That's the call you like to see. You've got the respawn starting for Voracity, so you don't want to see them quite go for that Titan yet. You want to see them grab another tier 2 or 2. Once those tier 2s are down, maybe you go for the Titan with only 1 Phoenix down. But with 2 T2s up, that's a pretty thick boy Titan until you start to get these two T2 towers down in order to make them a bit squishier. There we go. We see the Titan go from over 11,000 HP down to 10,800 HP right there. 2 Phoenixes still remaining. Kukulkan getting close to level 20. They got to get their Cuckoo and their Apollo to 20. They've got opportunities still for Phoenix defenses. We're going to see Evil Ricks back up to spend all of their gold and get ready for what they believe could be the final push of the game. About 30 minutes into this one, folks. Nice solid length game. The biggest problem right now, man, is Voracity just hasn't been able to capitalize on those kills. Their farming as a team is actually fairly solid. As far as being 24-8, they're way more in this game than you would think. Kumba actually might find himself out of position as 3 members of Voracity find themselves around him. Unfortunately, it's a Kumbhakarna, so very hard to get that man down. And now they're looking to have a fight around the Gold Fury. If they can be aggressive here and be the first to initiate, it could work, but they've got to be careful. Evil Ricks actually gets the Gold Fury. They steal it anyway. And now they got to make sure they can't get caught out of position any further. Watch out for those folks coming in. That's Vamana ulti down. That's Itsunami ulti down. AMA trying to peel off. And there's a Kukulkan ult of the century. Onto Itsunami. Onto Merlin. Onto Kuma. Onto Vamana. They get 2 of the damage boys down. Now they need to get the Hunbats down. Apollo is still alive. He gets messed. He's trying to ulti out. He's not going to make it out. They need to make sure they keep their Kukulkan alive in the backline. Hunbats real low. Will they be able to put him down? That's an A-guess. And he gets himself over the wall. Once again, unable to put down the Hunbats, ladies and gentlemen. He just is so sneaky. The sneeze actually hits the minions, so it doesn't hit the Hunbats. Vamana gets another kill in that backline. Oh my god, they don't land the sneeze. Kukulkan now finds himself in trouble. He does have the beads up. Hunbat's just starting to back. They just can't finish the Hunbats, but they might be able to finish this Kumbhakarna. Vamano's going to keep diving onto this Kukulkan. He's going to need some assistance from his AMA. That's a great 3. That's a great sneeze and a tornado, though. The Thorns will not be able to put down the Kukulkan as AMA helps out just enough. And they get those Fire Giants down. Absolutely incredible ultimate once again coming out from Kukulkan. Look at this man's damage right now. Can you imagine? 35,000 damage and he only has 1 kill. So unfortunate that every single one of these ultis is putting down the enemy team down to like 1 HP. Luckily, they got the Merlin. They got the Itsunami on that fight. And the Hunbat somehow has just sacrificed a goat or something to keep living with below 10% HP. My man went to the crossroads and talked to Crowley. He just cannot be slain. AMA finding herself a little bit out of position as she's tried to get some wards going here for that Fire Giant. Itsunami ultimate is down. Hunbat's jumping into this fight. Could find himself in a bad spot, actually. He only has 3 seconds left on that blink. Okay, they're going to go ahead and get anyway. Keep in mind, Hunbat doesn't have beads. All he has is a Mantle of Discord. Any pressure on him would be very strong. Phoenix is back up in the dual lane for Voracity, but there is fire creeps over here, and they don't have anybody over. Fenrir actually backs to go defend that, which means the fight is now breaking out by the Fire Giant. Cypher going to find himself dead. That's a big no-no. This could be very bad, ladies and gentlemen, as Hunbat continues to chase onto the Apollo. He actually misses the 3. He doesn't miss the 2. If Apollo can get a mez off or something, he might be able to live long enough. Unfortunately, he doesn't. This could be the game after all of that. No, they will take the safe road, and they will be going for the Fire Giant instead of the possible game end. They realize they don't have any minions for the mid or right Phoenix. Those Phoenixes are at 100% HP. They've opted to get themselves a large, big Fire Giant right there. They've got 30 seconds on death timers. They can probably get themselves a Phoenix. Regardless of the situation, I wouldn't even bother walking up to this if I'm Voracity. Let them have 1 Phoenix for free. By the time that one's down, you might have enough members of your team up to defend that mid Phoenix. Vamana getting himself involved in that back line real quick with a blink. You see them coming back up. They're looking towards it. Kukulkan knows that they have to be careful here. If he dies, that's game over. Fenrir could look for some good pressure here. They're starting on that Phoenix. It's already halfway down. Unfortunately, the sneeze doesn't hit for Kukulkan. AMA and Fenrir are looking for folks in the back line. Kukuwol comes out, hits 2 once again. That's a dead Vamana. Fenrir grabs himself a Itsunami in his mouth. What a good boy. Unfortunately, they're only able to get 1 kill right now. That's an Itsunami ult. A little bit mistimed right there. Not quite able to take down the Apollo. And Voracity needs to make this fight work. They can't let them get away with this. Hunbat's pushing further in. Merlin pushing further in. Titan getting reset. Doesn't really matter. It didn't take any damage to begin with. Quickly, Voracity is healing up. They need to move back forward into this. They have got to try to force something here. Looks like AMA is listening to my very words and trying to push forward. Unfortunately, she doesn't have anybody super close to her. Oh, unfortunate. Just not able to stop the Merlin back there. If she just would have had 0.1 more seconds on that 2 to hold, she would have been able to stop the Merlin back and get another pick off, which could have led to something. Unfortunate. 2 Phoenixes down in favor of Evil Rix here. We go ahead and we start to look at total damage. Once again, Kukulkan followed by basically everybody on Evil Rix. The Voracity boys just can't quite find the fights that they need. Kukulkan is trying his absolute darndest. Still hilarious that he's 1-4 with all this damage, with all that build. And another fight will be breaking out right here, folks, as AMA finds herself in the thick of it. Itsunami taking a little bit of damage. Ymir actually pressing into that backline. I don't mind it, but they need to make sure that their Kukulkan, after their carry doesn't get picked off. This can finally be the moment that they get the Hunbats. Is this it? They dash into him. He's at 1 HP. They finally get him. He gets blasted. 1-for-1 trade right now. Hunmatch for the Apollo. That's a great trade for Voracity. They need to watch out for that Itsunami ult. Really well placed. But she does dash into a tornado. Vamana blinking into the backline. Not quite going to be able to get the Fenrir as he blinks as well. The slow gonna miss, and Fenrir should be able to get himself out of there. Still 2 down for Voracity. 4 up for Evil Ricks, and they are moving down this mid lane. They're thinking they might be able to go for it. That Titan is down to 5,500 HP. They've got a Merlin. They've got an Itsunami. They've got a Vamana. They've got great Titan killers. They're going to go for it. There's the Thorns. Here comes the Merlin damage, and that should be it, ladies and gentlemen. Evil Ricks in 35 minutes taking out Voracity. They did it slow and steady. Voracity had that moment where they had the comeback potential. They had some big ults from the Kukulkan, but just not quite able to find their footing there at the end. Very, very good plays coming out from Cypher, though. Honestly, incredible damage given the situation. 43,000 damage. The top on Evil Ricks was 31 with their Merlin, but they're going to have a much better damage spread. 31, 29, 23, 28 compared to the drop off from 43 to 18 onto the solo laner. Duo lane struggled here against the Itsunami Kumba. We talked about that lane. Itsunami Kumba is just an absolute monster of a lane. So very hard to deal with. And that, folks, is the last tournament match that we have today. That is going to go ahead and be one last look at our brackets, folks. You see that we now have Evil Ricks moving on from Voracity into the quarterfinals. The quarterfinals, ladies and gentlemen, will be on Sunday the 16th. Starting at 10 a.m., we will have 2 matches in the quarterfinals, followed by both of the semifinals. So we will have Warriors versus Bronze for Hire that day, Sweet Gamer Boys versus Meta Breakers, Evil Ricks versus Berlin It to win it, and Make Smite Great Again versus Portal Demons will be that. We'll have all of those matches played, plus the semifinals, and then, of course, on Sunday, the 23rd, we will have our 3rd place match and our finals. Best of 3 on that day, ladies and gentlemen, as all of these wonderful players continue to grind out in this $500 tournament. Everybody wants to get first place and get the plurality of that cash, folks. And don't forget, it is not too late. I repeat, not too late to sign up for the March tournament if you would like to, folks. The March tournament, you have signups all throughout February. If you're watching on YouTube, it's down in the description. It'll let you know how to do it. If you're watching on Twitch, you can always type in !tournament at any time that you come to the channel. All you have to do is be a Twitchiest community sub and then go use the sign up form in the community Discord, which means you have to have your Twitch and Discord accounts connected so that Discord knows you're a sub so you can see the sign up form. Reminder that the March tournament is a Joust 3v3 tournament. The prize pool will still be $500. Which means that the winners of that tournament will actually get even more money because there's only 3 members per team instead of 5 members per team. So big cash money for that March tournament. So make sure you sign up for it, ladies and gentlemen. And I'd like to thank you all for coming out today. I do appreciate it. Thank you to all of you.